Dusk has found herself a moment to breathe, a moment to read. Studying diligently, she has already learned the animated blade spell, yet her focus is not high enough for her to be able to cast it. There are other spells for her to still learn though, and learn them she shall. But as ever, we must be cautious in staying in one place for too long. And so it is with that, we will continue until the night falls and that battery can be retrieved. Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. No hope. Where the surface is kind of crazy right now, so we are going to be staying down here for the moment. We have our electron overflow field active so that we can read things as we are going about our study here. We're going to have some beech nuts until we are feeling good and satisfied, which we are right now. We're still in moderate pain at the moment. Let's just check in on our painkillers and see where they're at. We could probably take a little bit more at this stage. So let's go and take some codeine, and we'll just take 2 aspirin as well. That should be more than enough to knock off that moderate pain. We should start to see our focus increase as well. But now we want to read. We have our animated blade now, which is great. Synaptic stimulation is the next one for us. I would like to try and cast animated blade. Our focus might be high enough for us to attempt it now. No, it's still too difficult. That's fine. It only lasts for 1 minute and 1 second at this casting. It will get better over time. It's 2 seconds to cast it as well. So, synaptic static it is. We're going to try and avoid the smashing. We're throwing up heavily at the moment. That could be due to the tingling sensation. Hopefully it is not radiation related. Yeah, it is. It totally is. Our radiation badge changes from green to blue. So we haven't been here for a crazy amount of time, but a few hours seems to be enough for us to start suffering the effects of radiation, or at least being exposed to a considerable amount of it. I want to be sure that we're not leaving anything behind here before we move on. I'd like to also apologize for how long it's taken for this episode to come out. Unfortunately, I had a ton of issues with the last few releases, but that seems to have been resolved, which is why we kind of started off just a little bit further ahead than we ended the last episode. Our focus is a little bit higher. We still can't cast it. That's okay. Let's go and extinguish this for the moment. We're going to go and draw Dawn back out. How bad are things up above? Hard to tell. We don't want to be going out in the daylight, but we also don't want to be staying here for too long. It looks like they've absolutely decimated the flooring here. So, yeah, that's that. Now, I'm relatively sure the vehicle that we were wanting to get to was up by the roadworks here. It has been a little bit, so I might be completely wrong in remembering that. Unfortunately, I did not mark where it was on the map. At the end of the day, though, we will find other batteries, so I'm not going to stress out too much about not having access to some of those things. And the whole reason we need the battery right now is to charge our soldering iron. That's it, really. We're hiding in the large cardboard box. We will not be hiding there for long. Honestly, we could just head to the other basement that is over here. I'm on board with us doing that, so I think that's what we're going to try and do. We're just going to smash this window. Of course, yeah, we're too big. We are too big. However, we can make it down this way, and we can just quickly grab that denare along the way and head down below. Okay, so we do have some thin smoke down here. So an air bubble would not go amiss if we can get one, ideally. Now, supposedly Aura of Protection can also, it does say it encases your whole body and it protects you from the environment. Air bubble lasts a little bit longer. What's the cost like here? Air bubble also costs less. Aura of Protection, very good spell, but it may be overkill for what we're needing right this second. So air bubble, we've spotted the zombie child. I should have thought about that. It did see us before, so I'm not surprised it has come for us. Wow, okay. We very quickly took that one down. All right, air bubble has been cast. Let's get Dawn back out and let's head down below. We'll smash that body really quickly, and then we'll try and seek out the source of the smoke while we have air bubble active. Take down that zombie. Okay, I mean, it's a smoker or an ashen brawler. It's got to be in and around here somewhere. Where are you? Oh, there you are. And yes, it is a smoker. Okay, so let's do this. Just get into the back room here. All right, cool. We should be able to stay here for a little bit and not get crazy irradiated. That's the hope. We do still have some Prussian blue, so we'll maybe take some of that now just to help. We don't have anything to actually stop us from getting more irradiated at this stage, which is unfortunate. It would be good to have some of that, but alas, here we are. Okay, so we have our torch active. We are going to get to reading once again, and we'll see if we can get a little bit further along with our study here. Oh, and we fell asleep. We fell asleep, so our stuff fell to the ground there. So what I want to try and do is just get the torch out. So let's wield that torch and then we'll just put it on the floor next to us. This way we're not going to have to worry about having our lifting field active at the moment. We will need to still have our electron overflow active just because that is going to allow us to continue to use our devices and not have it run out of energy. Okay, and we have learned synaptic stimulation. So it is a Technomancer ability. We actually have a chance to cast it totally fine right now. Large boost in mental processing capability. Lasts for a minute and 1 second. Let's just cast it now so that we actually succeed at it. Okay, there we go. Our mind accelerates. So we can see our intelligence has jumped up to 18. Our dex is at 17. I'm not sure where that was before. Our speed is higher as well. Just in general, we are just bam, popping off. So that's a really, really useful spell. I definitely will want to try and get that higher over time. Just having a look at it at level 1, 2 minutes and 31 seconds. So it gets better and better the more better at it we get. Well, that makes sense. Animated Blade, can we cast you yet? We can certainly attempt it. And I'd like to do so. So let's give that a shot. We'll try and cast it over towards the side here. Really attack yourself. No, actually, let's not. So I'm kind of hoping, I mean, we'll just say yes. We've cast it here at the moment. It's friendly, so it's going to flitter around us. It's like a spiritual weapon. That's super cool. A glowing longsword that darts and dodges around, slicing and cutting your foes into small pieces. Super cool. Awesome. I like that a lot. That's really fun. It does take 2 seconds to cast, so we want to cast it before we go into a battle. Spell radius is 3, which I'm guessing that's how far it can kind of move and attack, but I'm also assuming it'll probably just try and follow us. We will leave it there for the time being. I'm tempted to start reading right away because our focus is so high, our intelligence is so high. We should be able to learn things quite quickly. So, magical mishaps, we'll leave that till later. I think utility of mana or summon Watcher Spirit is going to be what we want to go into next. Summon a Watcher Spirit whose senses overlap with your own, through whose eyes you can see. Although they are spirits, they're fragile and dissipate easily in the face of any assault. Potentially a useful scouting thing for us. It seems like we're probably going to need to light a fire at some point. We are craving it. And that was very quick. We have Summon Watcher Spirit. So that's going to be Animist, I believe. Indeed it is. And we've got a pretty high chance to cast it right away. It lasts for 4 minutes and 5 seconds. Now, I'm intrigued to see if we're going to be able to cast that through walls, because that seems like something that you would want to do with that. So let's see if that's possible. Something clicked, and sure enough, we can see what the Watcher can see. It's going to move around and stuff like that. That's nice to know. And I think because of that, theoretically, so that's on the other side of the wall. We've got so many ways of getting through walls now, but one of the ways that we could do that is Spirit Walk. It's 389 mana. It's pretty quick for us to cast, but theoretically, we should be able to stop targeting. That doesn't work like that. Well, that's kind of a little useless, unfortunately. It still works well as a scouting tool. I think the reason why we can't travel to it is because there isn't a direct line between us and it. I think it would still work for Spirit Walk. No, it doesn't. Interesting. So it doesn't actually work as one of those spirits. There are other spirits that we summon. Wrathful spirits, I guess. So Wrathful is different from Guardian Spirit. Or Watcher Spirit
Guardian Spirit warns us of imminent attacks. Very useful, lasts for 10 minutes. That's great. It's the Watcher Spirit that's not going to work. Wrathful, because it summons shadows. And this only allows us to go to shadows, I'm assuming? Oh yeah, only affects Shadow, Shadow Snake, Will-O-Wisp, Wraith. Yeah, okay. Well, now we know. I also really need to keep in mind that we have Smite as an ability here under Animist. Okay, so that's that. We're feeling hungry once again, because unfortunately we lost our lunch before. So we munch on many beech nuts there. It's nearly 5 o'clock at the moment. Let's see what else. So we have Flesh Pouch. We also have the utility of mana as an energy source. And we also have Necromantic minions for dummies. So 3 spells that we can learn there. Life Detonation, Summon Undead Swarm, and Summon Undead. Learning more spells, I think in general, just makes us better as a mage, so I think we do want to learn all of these. We may want to move to a new location before we attempt to do that though, so let's go grab that torch. We're going to put our backpack on our back, we'll extinguish that light, and I think we are going to try and shift our location. We'll smash these bodies here because why not? Staying on the move is important when you irradiate your environment. We could potentially just stay upstairs at this stage. I'm not super afraid of the environment around us at the moment. Honestly, even just being in this bedroom here will probably be fine. We will need a little bit of extra light though, that's the thing. Is it this vehicle here? I mean, it could be. I know I was staying close. We could also look at going into here as well, but honestly, I think sitting on the bed, it's going to be nice and comfortable for us to do so. We'll drop Dawn for the moment. I think we'll probably be able to read for a little bit before the light is fully gone. So let's go into here first, Necromantic, and we'll start with Summon Undead Swarm. The listener is here. Okay, well, I guess you heard us then, didn't you? That's fine. We'll let you step on over towards us, and we will take you down. You shall listen no more. And yeah, we'll get back to it. All right, and it's too dark to read. So we'll have to kind of shift off of the bed here now, just so we're not going to be as visible. And we've spotted a fireproof zombie. How far away? We don't see any monsters around us. Well, I guess we don't see it then, huh? Okay, but the sun has kind of started going down a little bit, so I am tempted to get into position so we can go and check that vehicle. It looks like we're going to have to take down this fireproof zombie. Now, we do have our backpack on at the moment, so we aren't going to be anywhere near as effective as we usually would be. We're going to try and jump over to the side here to slow this brute down just a little bit. That's a good attack. We'll move back, let them come towards us. Kill that brute dead. Better for us to not get chucked around by that sucker. Okay, let's go get that lifting field active. We do have a zombie hollow to contend with up towards the northeast. I think we should be able to get this active in time. Let's try again. There we go. We feel a tingle, and I think we can probably look at stopping our concentration on our electron overflow, just to make it a little bit easier for us to keep concentration up. Okay, the rucksack shall go into the lifting field, and now we'll be feeling better. Near the void. Near the void. Okay, huh. Oh, Slender Man-like thing. They are all really, really injured at the moment. It does look like, wow. Oh, they can see us because we have our torch active. I was like, far out. Their sight is like really, really impressive. It's because they could see us because we were lit up. Like crazy. Okay, well, we'll deal with them. That's fine. We'll move up on this Screecher. Unfortunately, bane of our existence, there is a corrosive zombie there, who we're going to just try and walk away from right now. We could try and mind hammer them if we knew exactly where they were, but screw it. We'll just go through this way for the moment. How bad? Pretty bad. Pretty bad. So that Screecher made a fair bit of noise, which is going to bring all the dead on over towards there. The sun hasn't fully set yet, so I was probably a little bit early in us making our way out here. We're going to smash this body just while we're waiting, and we'll see how long we have to wait until sunset proper. Night, 41 minutes and 7 seconds. That's not crazy bad. Looks like we do need to have something to drink, so we're going to go and activate our teapot, our endless teapot, and we'll go and knock back some of that nice green tea. We're feeling slaked once again. Very nice. And, we'll just we'll wait here for a bit. We're hearing groaning to the east, yet all is well, Dusk, all is well. Soon, night shall be with us. And we'll probably, use our dark sight just to make it a little easier for us. Let's just say wait until night at this stage. We could be trying to read, but honestly, I think this is fine. That's dark enough for us. Thank you very much. Okay. We went through there. Okay, and yeah, let's get night, or rather dark sight active, just because it's going to give us that little bit of extra sight. All right, let's check this vehicle and see if this was indeed it. 0% battery, so I gotta say, actually no, it's the quality of the battery. This battery's fine, we can put charge into it. Right, okay, cool. Problem, we will be seen. Now, we can get into the back of it here. We may not need light to do this. I think we're going to. Let's see. Remove. We have to get rid of the alternator first, right? To be able to take this out, or not. Too dark to see what you're doing. That's fine. Let's go crouched. That does actually help. Okay, that's good. We hear a terrible shriek. This is fine. Okay. Super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Right. Let's grab that car battery off of the ground. So we're going to be wielding that. Let's go bat. Wield that car battery. We're going to turn our light off. And now we just need to find a nice, peaceful basement for us to chill out in and to do some work. So maybe up in this direction here, we have a house. Let's see if the house is nice. We need to remember that we have a battery in our hands that we do not want to break. So we're going to go to force unarmed so that we don't use the battery as a weapon. It doesn't seem like this is the kind of house that will have a basement. Reason why we want a basement is so that we can use light and not have any trouble. We can just go into a bathroom. That is an option for us, but I feel like we get detected quite easily. Oh, and there's no door there, so that's not really going to be a proper option for us. What do we have over here? Another house. Okay. We'll try this house, go into the backyard. It's another that is pretty well sealed up. We have a shriekling over towards the west. We don't want that to see us or shriek. But yeah, there is some noise already. We have a shed. We have a boomer. We may be... we don't quite have enough space, so we need to be able to place the battery on the ground. That's kind of what we're looking for here. The boomer, we can kill with a mind hammer. It is going to make a boom though. That's the issue. It still may be okay. Let's have a look at doing a mind hammer. We've spotted a boomer. Indeed we have. All right. Thud. It's damaged, but it's not dead. We're going to follow that up immediately with another mind hammer, reaching out with our mental powers, and we have a few enemies here. So we'll drop the car battery on the ground. Let's get Dawn out, and let's get Stabby, just like so. Okay, we've got a basement. That's good to know, isn't it? Let's wield that battery. I know we were still using force unarmed. Don't worry, we are... Every time that I fail to check, just do a quick check, just peek, there's toxic gas downstairs. Every time without fail. And it's not the end of the world. It's not crazy bad for us, but it's still frustrating because, yeah. Damn it. Let's wait 5 minutes here. Let it pass a little bit. We should still be under the effects of painkillers. It hasn't been that long, but I guess it's been long enough for them to run out of our system. We'll go have a codeine. Why not? It was definitely codeine. Okay. All right. To the west, we hear an alarm going off. That will draw some things away. So that kind of works out for us. All right. Let's light things up. We are going to go and place this battery on the ground. Oh, there it is. Place car battery. Let's go place it there. We're probably just going to sit on the loo while we're working here. We want to cast a spell. We want to go to Technomancy. And I believe we want to go with Imbue with Lightning, which is going to charge this battery with our own mana. Sure enough, I believe that worked. We've got 3,000 power in there now, which hopefully is enough. So now we're going to go and activate our soldering iron. We're going to plug it into here. Excellent. It's now plugged in. Okay, so at this stage, we can start to work on mending our electronics. Finally. At least that's the hope. So let's go to Dusk's phone first of all. So I think that's going to be here. Okay. All right. We go mend. We do need to have one electronic scrap to be able to work on that. Okay. So what we can do is have a look at some of the other items that we also want to mend and just see if there's anything that we can fix just as is. So the MP3 player, what do we need for you? Electronic scrap. Cool. And what do we need for our massager? A circuit board. Okay. All right. So we should be able to get those things in here without too much trouble. I mean, we might be able to get electronic scrap from the washer. Yeah, I'm not sure. We may also be able to just find stuff downstairs. That's probably the option that we want to go with. The hazy cloud is still there though, so that sucks. Hey, would you look at that? We have a smartphone here. We may be able to just take that apart. I think we probably have some other smartphones and other things on us that we can... Oh, there's some buffoon in the way? That's a battery, not a buffoon. Anyway, let's get that light turned on. And if we go to disassemble, we'll see what we can do here, what we can take apart. Obviously, we don't want to take apart any of the smartphones, etc., that actually have stuff in them right now. So this one here, the unbrowsed one, we want to go and take that apart. We will put Dawn back into the scabbard and try and do some work here. Excellent. We get a processor board. The processor board will give us the electronic scrap that we need. We're hearing moaning. It's fine. Is it? Oh, jeez. Okay. There's definitely some depth going on nearby at the moment. Well, we got our electronic scrap that we need. That's good. Okay, this is fine. So, Dusk's shorted phone. Oh, do we not have enough charge anymore? Did we really tear through that? Or is this just not... Oh, it's not plugged in anymore, I think. The soldering iron. Okay, plug in, attach to here. Okay, there we go. We should be able to do this. We're hearing thumps. Oh, it's so loud. It's so loud. It's fine, though. We replaced the blown capacitor in Dusk's phone. Finally, we got a step closer there. We're just going to go and put an adhesive bandage on Dusk's head so that she feels a little bit better about it. So, MP3 player, you are next. So much destruction. But hey, it doesn't involve us directly right now, so that's okay. Watch us get shocked the second that we walk out of here, huh? Okay, so we still need a circuit board, I think, because we've got processor boards. That's not so much a problem. What we need to look for is circuit boards. And circuit boards we're probably going to get from breaking down other electronic scrap. I'm not sure. Not 100%. I think what we also want to do is make sure that it says that Dusk's phone is currently unbrowsed at the moment, which is concerning. We do not want to disassemble that. We do not want to disassemble that. Are you serious? Are you serious after all of that? And there's no way to stop it? Yeah, there's no way to stop it. The memory card is still accessible, right? We will stop the disassembly. I don't think there is a way to stop that. So even disassembling, that will not work. Okay. Actions. Get content. Yes, that is an action that I would like to do. Can I unload it? No, I don't think that that's going to work as an option either. We may be able to transfer information from it potentially to the backup phone now. That might be our only option at this stage. I swear on my life, we were activating it, not disassembling it, but hey, that's okay. So we're going to activate the backup phone. We're going to go to Manage Files, copy files onto this device. I don't see Dusk's phone there. I don't see Dusk's phone amongst them. There's a recipe catalog. Are you kidding me? Do we not have access to this? There must be a way to save this because we haven't taken it apart yet. Actions get content. If we activate this, we just start disassembling it. Get content. Okay. Get content means get the content that is inside of it. Okay. I don't think there's anything we can do here. We just have to disassemble the whole way. I will stop it though, because I want to try and see. I don't think we got a memory card out of the other one when we disassembled it. It does say memory card. It does say we get a memory card back out of it. So that should be fine. Trust the process. trust the process. Okay, we get our memory card back out of that. Okay, good. So now we need to go to the backup phone, which is now no longer the backup phone. This is now Dusk's phone. So we're going to use the permanent marker to write on an item. The backup phone label is now Dusk's phone. Wonderful. Okay, now we are going to try and activate manage files, move files onto this device. So we don't see the memory card there, but we know that we have it. Okay, we've got many memory cards here and they are completely blank. So I think regardless of whether or not we actually had anything on the memory card before, it has gotten rid of everything that was on that card. No, that's a lie. There are 2 memory cards down here that are unbrowsed. Awesome, they're just on the ground. Whew. Okay. So we need to browse what's on those first of all. I also think we just need to get rid of the extra smartphones that are in our inventory because they are just going to be taking up unnecessary space and they're just going to be getting in the way. So read files on this device is what we need to do first of all. So I believe first thing is read files on external devices. Yet again, we still have all these memory cards here. What about the ones that we picked up that are currently unread? Because I'm not going mad, we have 2 memory cards that are currently unbrowsed. Browse devices, that'll be it. Browse plus move files from all devices, I think is the way to do it. Okay, 2 files? 2 files? What were the 2 files? Because we should have had many files. Oh, cool. Well, I think we checked those memory cards and there is nothing on them anyway. Great, cool, fantastic. So it's gone regardless. So I think even with our phone being mended, it might have gotten rid of everything because it's been a while since it's been in that state. We've had lots of updates in between. That's incredibly frustrating because that's our spell book that is effectively gone at this stage. I had another memory card that was a backup of the files that we had on there as well. Nowhere to be seen. All the memory cards are blank. So what we're going to do now is we are going to make a backup. We are going to get rid of all of the existing memory cards that we have, though, just so that there is no confusion going on in the future. So we're going to copy files off of this device. We want to copy them onto the memory card here. We will select everything. It will take a minute for that to copy. Bam, just like that. Copied files onto one device. There is nothing on that other memory card. So this is what it should look like. That's what it should have looked like. None of those do. The books that are on this smartphone here, it's just like a few, and they're insignificant. Well, Dusk, we have learnt a hard and harsh lesson there. I think for us to be able to get the processor board that we need, we might be able to take apart some of the other things that are here. Sorry, the circuit board. So the processor board, can that give us? No. Electronic scrap. We can get electronic scrap and plastic chunks from the LCD screens, but the processor board I think is going to be a little bit trickier for us to get. It's not an absolute must for us to have that right this second though. Oh, okay, so the other thing, we have a bicycle out here, and I am trying oh so hard to remember where the heck that thing is and why I never marked it. Because that's why you do these things, especially when you're playing a long form game like this, where it's very easy to lose track of things. Now that car battery, that's a dime a dozen. We can leave that there. That's totally fine. We aren't leaving anything crazy behind here. Apart from, well, my sanity upon realizing that we have lost our spellbook. Now, all that noise, that's got to be somewhere. To the northwest, we are hearing wumps, so we should be fine moving around here for now. It sounds like all the trouble is currently centered on the west. That's our roadblock, and it is a police roadblock. Okay. Hello, Screecher, and goodbye. Farewell. Here comes the trouble, because, they would have heard that activity. So we've got a zombie blank here. We have a Night Stalker. The Night Stalker we should be able to take down pretty quickly. The blank, taking that down though, that will make things far easier for us here. Okay. We had a zombie cop down here. We're going to try and utilize the sludge here just to slow them down. The hollow has been taken out. All right, let's keep moving around here. Hello, Prowler. Seems like we're seeing far many more of them at this stage. So our bike theoretically should be around here somewhere. Okay, using my great power and intellect, it's right there. We can see it in our memory. So we are going to be working our way towards that thing. I am going to be making sure that we do not drop our backpack along the way. We're going to avoid that shocker. You best believe it. This is where all the trouble was. Yeah, maybe we should be destroying those bodies, but we're not planning on hanging around here, so we are just gonna go, go, go. And I was gonna say we will try and destroy both of them. Alas, that ain't gonna happen. But hey, we got our awakened telekinetics. We are going to use a force shove to go and, well, ideally push them into a wall. Yeah, we're okay with wasting our time on that one. That's fine. A mind hammer is another good option for that specifically. Okay. Oh, of course the shocker is up by our bicycle at the moment. Looks like the bicycle has been shifted around at the moment, so we have no idea what the condition of that bike is, but we are going to have to fight for it. And it's worth fighting for. It is worth fighting for. And so we shall. Moving towards the Devourer, we will eventually take that thing down with a wicked bite. We've got a Strider, we have the huge Boomer, and of course we have the Shocker in the distance to deal with. So we're going to try and keep this relatively well controlled as much as we can. We'll take that Strider out. Okay, so that Shocker, if we can get that to take a step over in this direction, or actually even just stay where it is at the moment, we should be able to get a line in which we can throw it against a wall, which is kind of what we want to have happen here. So let's see. If we go for a force shove now, we will shove it, slam it against the wall, select direction. We can select the direction now. That is neat. Controlled telekinesis. So that's very cool. I want to try and see if we can follow that up with a mind hammer though, because that is theoretically going to do more damage here. 50 damage, very nice. A force shove should be able to kill it now. So if we go shove and then we say shove it to like that direction there, awesome. Awesome. That's so cool. We're flicking things with our mind now. I absolutely love it. Please tell me you're okay. You're okay. You're okay. The frame is pretty messed up, but you are okay, bike. Now, which direction is forwards with you? This way. Awesome. Okay. All right. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So, wow. Okay, it took so long for us to turn that light on that so many things happened. Also, that light is absolutely trash. That is our blasting torch. Yeah, that ain't gonna help us. So being able to ride through the streets, super helpful. Definitely cool, but we do need more light to be able to do it. Traveling at night, it might make sense for us to not. We might be able to get by with just having dark sight, but we really need to be able to see further ahead of us. So I think any kind of flashlight would do. We may be able to extinguish this faster than we activated it. No, because we were traveling at like 6 kilometers an hour, which is like nothing, but that still, has an effect. Okay, let's put that away for the moment. We will put our dark sight on if we can. All right, we'll try that again. Had to try a few times there. That's maybe workable. We'll see. Man, that takes us a while to get going. It really does. It doesn't really give us a lot of time to avoid even a car in the middle of the road. This makes me incredibly anxious. Also, just the fact that our steering is so bad with this thing. So if we slow right down, okay, we can make that corner. And then we start to speed up again. Okay, yeah, it makes me very, very wary. But we can get up to a decent speed. 20 Ks on a bike, that's pretty good. So what we want to try and do is get onto a line where we can kind of just go straight for a long time. We kind of want to be working our way towards the northeast. I mean, yeah, just in general, because the Exodi, up there. That's what we're trying to get towards at the moment. So we'll try and travel as far as we can on this bike, and we might just have to kind of do like a whole go as far north as we can, see if we can kind of hook up with the next set of roads that we can see in the distance there. Yeah, oh boy. All right, this is fine. It's not fine. All right, we managed to stop there. That's good. Let's go draw out Dawn. We're gonna kill. I don't know why it made that sound. Like, it was like slow motion, like it was bullet time. That's a zombie goblin on our bike. We ain't having that. It was like a weird kind of time compression thing. I have never heard that before. Don't know what's going on there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Okay, yeah, just straighten up, Dusk, straighten up, that's fine. That's fine, we're doing fine. We managed to get out the way of the acid. The bike is doing great. All right, we're gonna keep Dawn in our hands though, just in case things do get close and try and grab us. We will slash them to get rid of them. That's road mayhem. Okay, it's not a minefield of any kind. This is okay. And I think as long as we're not like direct center of the road, we should be okay, because that's usually where I want to go. Ooh, okay, I spoke too soon. I spoke far too soon. That's fine. I think this is exactly what Dusk needed, because honestly, she's heartbroken. She's heartbroken upon losing her spellbook, all that effort, all that time. And yes, it is very disappointing, but here she can just kind of go for a little bit of road rage and just absolutely annihilate anything that tries to stop her at this stage, and that's great. That less so. We may have some riot control platforms firing at us, mil-spec searchlights, it's fine. Honestly, it does seem to be, the thing to do seems to be just like charging towards them. The frame is actually kind of doing surprisingly okay. I think we're being attacked by things that we couldn't see there. Who knows? There's just a big old fight going on over there at the moment, and we've nearly covered all of that ground that was currently unknown to us. We'll try and pick up a little bit more speed here, because I think that means that if anything is in front of us, we'll kind of nudge it out the way, ideally. Let's try and see if we can go up to 25 here. We're just going to keep going straight, riding along the side path, and I'm a little concerned. I'm more concerned. This is fine. Dusk. Okay, so, setting the scene there. Dusk was trying to continue pedaling with her legs while just spinning the sword around like a whirling dervish, just absolutely annihilating all the dead that were around her. We did have a barghest, or some very big zombie dog, that was on the front of us. That was definitely slowing us down. And of course, things like skeletal brutes, they can and will absolutely wreck us. Along with just 15 dogs, that's fine, that's totally fine. Our stamina, less so. Let's go down in speed here. The Blistered Horror, we take out very, very quickly, sending that thing reeling away from us. Yeah, okay, let's stop for a moment here. We're gonna get our stamina back before we go any further. Thank you, Shady Zombie, jumping at us out of nowhere. Okay, but we have made a fair bit of progress there. Not as much as I would want to, but still a decent amount. Okay, let's just catch our breath fully, ideally. Okay, we're looking good. So we'll start pedaling again, and I'm going to try and keep a bit of a closer eye on our stamina here, because obviously swinging our blade around while we are just absolutely pushing it on this bicycle, that's gonna kind of take it out on us a little bit. Unfortunately, it is a little bit, oh, that's bad. That's more than a little bit bad. We should probably stop here, but we're just going to keep on going for a little bit. All right, we were fine. We were just bicycling completely blind. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is that when you're on a bike, you can't really choose the direction in which you swing your sword. You kind of just swing it wherever. If we could attack the one that was directly in front of us, that would be great. This is kind of a bad situation that we're in right now. We are being grabbed by multiple dead. Can we get a wave of force off? Because that would just be fantastic. And it's been a long time. 5.1% chance of failure, 5 seconds to cast. That means that we have our... Oh, we're going to need it as well. Our focus is abysmal right now. That sucks. That's very, very unfortunate. Lay Spark Zombie. Okay, it's a magicalism thing. That's a Thalmic zombie, so the Lay Spark one must be somewhere else as well. Okay, but there's something magical going on with that thing. It's an eldritch glow. So we're gonna hit the brakes on this vehicle now. I really do want to try and cast it though. Alternatively, we might be able to do something. Oh, I am also noticing that we don't actually have Dawn in our hands right now. So it means that it's probably been pulled from us. Okay, it's not far. It's not far, thankfully. But that doesn't mean, our hands are free. So we can look at doing other spells. Because, 5 seconds, it's just a little too long, unfortunately. Honestly, Wind Strike isn't a terrible attempt for us. I don't know if we're actually going to be able to knock them back with this, but we can certainly attempt it. The question is, what's going to be the best kind of arc for us, though? I think it might actually be back this way. That's pretty good. We just knocked down a load of them with that. So we could try and attempt to do the exact same thing in the opposite direction. Superconductor is also a potentially good spell here. It does take us 2 seconds to cast it though. So we're looking for things that we can cast that are a little bit quicker. Let's hit them with another Wind Strike. We're going to try and go out in that direction there. Nice. Okay, we actually managed to kill one there. So let's attempt the Wave of Force, see if we can get that off. We lose our concentration on something that takes us, or rather has a 5% failure chance on it. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, we lose our concentration again. I guess it might just be because we're taking damage. That's why we're losing concentration. Okay, so our stamina is getting a little bit low here. That is a concern. So let's use mana here to make this situation a little bit better for us, because right now it's not great. Unless the quantum tunnel will take us far enough away that we aren't going to at least be in the grab of these beasts. Now, we do not have our blade on us at the moment. We have a minimal amount of stamina, so fighting here is going to be difficult, but I mean, Dusk is a beast just with her claws if she needs to use them. We may not have to use them here though. We could always just draw out the Greater Wand of Fireball. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw out that thing there, and then we're going to try and just gather up the enemies here. We want to get them away from our bike, ideally. We're going to activate that, and we're going to try and do it just directly next to the bike. That'll do some damage. Okay, so we are still dealing with quite a few numbers here. Our Dark Sight is going to really help us. I think what we need to try and do is get down in that direction there. So a Shocking Dash should allow us to do that. It's pretty quick for us to cast. Excellent. One of them just burnt to death. All right, so that's going to get us a little bit closer, and it's going to get us out of their sight just for that moment. That fire, that was not us. That was not us, believe it or not. Okay, so Zombie Goblin, we're going to try and see if we can fight this thing. We are going to be using our fists. So let's go put the Greater Wand away for now. We're going to use our gun belt, holster the wand, and we're getting ready. All right, turn around, strike, strike. Okay, 2 zombie brutes, both looking real healthy-like at the moment. So let's back up a little bit further, take a few good strikes against them. Man, those criticals, absolutely nuts, Dusk. Good stuff. All right, let's get ready. Ooh, we just got sent. What? We got sent into another dimension. Are you kidding me? And Dusk just bounced off of the wall. We are dealing with literal superheroes now. That is wild. So you're telling me that we were here, that zombie brute hit us. We flew all the way through here, through a brick wall, through another brick wall, through a fence, through this fence, which isn't broken. I guess we kind of just got knocked up through the air, and the way that this kind of split up as well, the way that I imagine it in my mind is Dusk literally bouncing off of the ground. So like landing in this position here, bouncing over that building, landing in that backyard, bouncing, slamming into this wall, and then somehow still be standing after all of that. Legionnaires, we have left the realm of survivors, clinging on by the skin of the teeth. Dusk is a demigod now, no doubt about that. But she's one that still has restrictions and limitations, stamina being one of those. That brute kind of actually got us out of a bad spot there. Our lesser bracer of defense also protected us further. Our bark did too. Dusk, while she does have that bark, she certainly also has that bite. And we'll be making use of that bite in the next. We have a long ways to go yet, and I hope to make it much further in our next episode. But for now, I ask you all, if you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show. As for now, I have been Rycon, you have all been awesome, and until next time, stay tuned.